Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bald Boyz podcast, episode 1. I'm E. This is E. Appreciate everybody that's joining us today. Want to let everybody know that our goal for this is to share our experience and the knowledge that we have of life experiences of running, life, and just dealing with all things that we do on a each and every day. So as long as I'm able to help one person, if one person walks away with something that they can benefit from or take away from this, that's my goal. So what you got, Z?
Pretty much the same way. I'm trying to adjust this, y'all. We are strictly raw. This is gonna be our first episode. But obviously, me and Eve, we definitely share running. It's one of our main topics. And wellness obviously is big key to our success. But I think running over years is our therapy. That's what's brought us together. That's what got us through a lot of our journeys, so a lot about therapy. So definitely, if you're able to get anything out of this from me and E, is to just, hey, any tips? No, we're not experts.
Consult your physician before any recommendations.
Yeah, definitely. But you ever get anything from me, it might inspire you, might motivate you to, hey, what can you improve in your either in your diet or in your wellness, where you're working out or whatnot. So that's what we're here for.
A little bit of background. Zini, we worked together for a little while. That's where we first met, was through work. Bonded over we had that together, bonded over some fantasy football. We're in a league together with some other friends, talk a little trash back and forth on that. Different sports. We teased it the other day. The GOAT debate. I'm an MJ guy, LeBron for Z here. But our main thing was that really brought us together was our passion for running. And health and fitness is all around. And again, we just want to share some of our experience with that and thoughts and feelings on that. So, as far as like how I got into running, I played baseball and football in high school. I hated running. The furthest I ever wanted to run was maybe 100 yards to score a touchdown. That was it. Like outside of that, long distance running, no, not for me at all. No way. So, like I said, I played football and baseball in high school, went to college, played some intramural sports and things like that. And after a little while, really just, kind of became sedentary. And, I was on vacation one time, my wife and my son, who was, less than a year old, we took a picture on the beach, and I saw that picture and I saw myself and I was like, damn, I do not like the way that I look. And so, it was at that point that I made a decision to do something about that. And the easiest thing for me, I have some family members that were runners. They talked about it and they would tell stories about running races and things like that. So that inspired me to start running. That was like 15 years ago at this point. So, and we'll get into a little bit more here in a bit, but I wanted to hear, Z, what about you? What got you into running?
Well, I was always fast. That's one thing I was known for. So long distance, no, I did not do a lot of long distance running. But I was one of the fastest guys, my high school, my brother, who inspired me to start running track. So I ran track pretty much from 6th grade all the way to my senior year. They got me a scholarship to Lindsey Wilson. But pretty much, as you get older, obviously you can't be running sprints no more. So I'm not gonna be on the track running, working out.
Pop a hammy.
I already popped 2 hammies and tore both my hammies. So that's a big reason why I run distance now. But yeah, so I've always been fast there, but I just wanted kind of to maintain what I already had. So running probably about 3 or 4 5Ks a week. Obviously it's good for me to kind of stay in shape. I'm trying to maintain what I got. But also from my mind as well. So that's kind of the big reasons why, how I got started running. So I've pretty much been doing it pretty much all my life. And I just got so used to it and just what's normal to me. So, start off as a sprinter, And now I'm probably more, what would you say, more like mid distance we do now, not like crazy long.
Yeah. Well, first, like, what was your 40 time? What was your fastest 40 ever?
That's the thing. I never got time in the 40. But I'm sure it would have been like at least a 4.2, 4.3. Dion at least. Come on now.
I have a laser verified 4.71. Ran that in high school. 4.71.
Well, if you're doing 4.71, I'm definitely doing 4.2, 4.1 easy. I'm putting up bow times at least.
Bo Jackson?
I'll probably say realistically, I probably was doing a 4.3, 4.4. All right. Probably at least 4.4. I'll run my highs was 10.7, 10.6. I probably got probably 4.4, solid 4.4, solid running back times.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Bad.
As far as like what my distance now, I mentioned that why I got into running was because of the way that I looked when I saw myself in that picture. Just started slowly, kind of built up to it. The first long race I ever ran was a marathon.
Before you hold up, the picture though, how
much did I weigh?
How much you weigh? Yeah.
Man, I wasn't on a scale, but I'm guessing like 190.
Yeah, for us, because we're both fairly short, that's.
I'm 5'7". Yeah, 5'7", 190, about as round as I was tall. So, I didn't like the way I looked. I wanted to do something about that. Like I said, got to running, just kind of slowly at first. But then built up to it, and the very first long race I ever ran was a marathon.
You did a full marathon?
I did a full marathon, the Flying Pig Marathon in Cincinnati. It was 2011, so that was 13 years ago. But and I've run 2 since then. My fastest was a 3:58.38. I broke 4. That was my goal. But I can't run that far anymore. I mean, I enjoy the running aspect of it, but that's just too hard on my body. So now, I would say, the mini, 13.1 is probably my max.
I just want to be my max. I think I have thought about doing the full marathon, but my mind just ain't there for it. Doing the mini is just enough. And I've done it 2 years in a row. And this last one was probably my toughest one. Because I thought we never talked about it as much.
No,
last meeting.
So, I remember.
So I'm gonna say this. So kind of first time discussing it, but because the first year I was like worried I wouldn't be able to finish, and I remember just worried about I wouldn't be able to finish it. And I ended up finishing the race, I think like 2:10. But last year I would say I want to finish under 2 hours. And you remember how the morning started for us?
Couldn't find each other,
and I'm like worried because I was like, I need my running partner by me so it can kind of guide me through this race because I'm trying to beat my time. So I said, okay, I see the pacer and she's holding up to like an 8:48 or whatever it is, maybe 8:30 something. I said, I'm gonna stick with her and he'll be all right because he's done this numerous times. Probably about mile 6 or 7, I started seeing, I was like, okay, I'm off pace. I'm spending a lot of energy. I'm not gonna make it through this whole race. And I veer off, get some water. Next thing you know, the pacer, she done took off and she's about 30 minutes ahead of me and keep going and I couldn't catch her. And I'm struggling at this point. We get to mile 7, 8, and we're going through Churchill Downs. Next thing we know, we're coming out of Churchill Downs. And I'm on that back stretch. Next thing I know, all my splits are going from 8:48 to 9:30. Next thing you know, I hit like 11. I'm thinking about veering off, like stopping for a walk and getting some water or something, because I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm blowing this. And what happened? This man right here comes tap me on my shoulder. He's like, just like this. And I look at you. First, I'm like, thank God you're here. And the other part, I'm like, I'm pissed off too at the same time. I'm like, I'm about to go over and veer off because I'm tired as hell. I am tired. I'm like, man, I wanted to sit down, but you came there, man. And when I know I saw you, I was like, okay, I'm going to be able to finish. It's going to hurt. I'm going to be able to finish. And I was able to finish under 2 hours, like around 1:57. And if had you not came, I'm seriously, I probably would have, I hate saying it, I might have been stopped, but I wouldn't have finished under 2 hours. I wouldn't have.
Well, I remember that. Yeah, so the start was hectic. He's like, man, I'm by the person with the sign. Didn't find him, and I take off at the start, and running down the street there on what is it? It was on Main. Started on Main right there by Slugger Field. But anyway, I get into. I'm feeling great, and I get into Churchill Downs, and that's where I started hitting the wall there.
Yeah, it was kind of hot that day though too.
Yeah,
it was hotter than it needs to be for a run like that because I was very dehydrated afterwards. But yeah.
Well, I remember I was struggling too, and I was thinking the same thing at that point was like, I might have to stop and walk, And I came out, and then we took that turn, and we were getting ready to come down the hill by the can opener. So all y'all from Louisville, if you know what the can opener is down on U of L's campus, it was right there, right before we got to that. Yeah. But I remember seeing Z off to the side, and I was like, yes, there he is. So yeah, I run over and tap Z, and I could tell he was struggling a little bit. And we've all been there that have run long distances like that. Like it's tough, And then at that point, it becomes a big mental game. And but so I was able to carry him, like he just said, for probably like the next mile. Maybe 2. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. That was probably mile 8. So maybe 2 or 3 miles that I was able to kind of carry him along the way. But as we got back into the city, I started hitting the wall again and getting super tired. And at that point, I felt like you got stronger, and then you helped me finish the race.
I guess could you just say them young legs got you at the end? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you beat me. Yeah. I'll give you that. You beat me.
But
we both finished under 2.
Both finished under 2. But I wonder, because since you started behind me too, probably our time might have been the same. But I don't know. All I know is the last mile, looking at the ground, man, just praying, like, finish, hurry up and get this over with. But yeah, so we help each other out, bro.
Absolutely, and that's what it's about. That's what the running community does for each other. At least that's been my experience anyway. Talking about like how I got into it. When I first started training to run, I ran everything by myself. Like I just trained by myself.
Same.
I think I read some books, kind of talked to a couple people, and they were like, hey, kind of start following this method. And I did that for a while. The best race I ever did though was I had actually joined a running group. It was for Fleet Feet Sports. It was right there in the Highlands. Yeah. I would meet there 3 days, actually 4 days a week, 3 days during the week, and then a long run on the weekend. And I remember just the accountability piece of it, like for the training part of it was that. But I mean, having somebody there to like help you out along the way, to pull you through those tough miles. Yeah. Talk to those miles go a little bit quicker. So that running community can be really strong and helpful there.
Yeah, I agree with that. And there are, besides me, you run together. I am part of a couple of the groups, but the other group I mainly run with is Black Men Run. It's actually a group here in Louisville. They run every Saturday, and they'll do like the Seneca Park. They'll do big, the bridge downtown. They'll do Iroquois Park, which I actually love that park the best. But yeah, every Saturday they'll meet and do a run. And so every now and then I'll join them if you're not running.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that does help, especially if you're trying to compete or trying to just see where you're at as far as your times, but also too, just to be a part of a group, which is a beautiful thing to have. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of skipped ahead, from what we had talked about, but kind of going back to, now that we talked a little bit about why we run or kind of what got us into it. Mm-hmm. The benefits of running are huge. The physical aspects, the cardiovascular aspect, to have a strong heart. Longevity became a big thing for me as well, and that's why I continue to run at this point. Yeah. It's for longevity. I want to be able to quality of life later on, and so that's why I put in the work now. Probably running about 2 or 3 days a week, probably 3 days a week, and then a long run on the weekend. Mm-hmm. Maybe only running about 10 to 15 miles, I would say. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. A big fear is, what me don't talk about, it's our day jobs, but in our day job, I hear this all the time. I'll have clients come in and they'll say, "Hey, if I knew I was going to live this long, I would take better care of myself." I don't want that to. I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be me. And when I'm getting older or whatnot, I want to be able to kind of depend on myself. I want to still, you know, try to look the same if I can. I know that's almost impossible, but I just didn't want that to be me. I want to try to take care of myself the best I can. I want to try to be around for my grandkids. I want to see, my daughter walk down the aisle, and I want to, I want to be around for that. I want to be here just for a short while. So that's what it's on my mind as well. And also, too, I'm trying to look the best I can from my wife as well. So, she got this right here, so I'm trying to look best for her. And so that's what I do it. Do it for. That's what the main thing I do it for. I'll see.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, to look good during pool season,
Yeah,
that's a good motivator
yeah,
as well.
yeah. You don't want to be you don't want to be on the beach, man, and have that look. You don't want to have that look,
Right.
You don't want to have that look. But yeah, but that's the main thing there. I hear it all the time from a lot of old people coming in and elderly people, and I still want that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. Like, hey, if I don't know if someone lived to 80 or 90, I would take better. No, I don't want to look back and regret.
Well, that's a great reason to run, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Another thing with the running piece of it, health reasons. I, at one point, was pre-diabetic. When I was that heavy, I'd gone to the doctor, and he told me I was obese, and I looked at him like he was crazy, like calling me obese. I thought that was wild. Like, you don't know who I am. How you gonna call me obese? But he was right. I mean, I looked at the numbers. I was pre-diabetic, and started running, and those numbers started coming down. So definitely some health benefits into the running piece of it. Stronger legs, core muscles, bone density. Osteoporosis is as we get older, we get some brittle bones and things like that. So.
Yeah, I can piggyback off that as well. Obviously, we get into the health part is the high blood pressure. High blood pressure runs heavily in my family. From my grandfather to my dad. To me, and honestly, it's just going to stay with me no matter how good I eat or how I work out. But trying to maintain that because we all know hypertension is a silent killer. So high blood pressure runs heavily. There's medicine I have to take for it, but me working out and eating the right way definitely helps. So that's on my mind too. Trying to stay alive now. I'm not trying to have no issues. And as you see now, people are passing away earlier. You hear about all the time. 30-year-old male just passing away and whatnot. And high blood pressure is always a big key because of that. So I have that problem. I'm going to have that problem the rest of my life. So that's on my mind too. That's on my mind as well. Just got to stay ahead of that. I got to stay ahead of it. Got no choice.
Yeah, we got too much to live for to not take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, what I'm experiencing now is the physical benefit. I mean, it's still there, but for me, the biggest benefit that I get from running is mental. I can be at a point in the day where I can feel that anxiety coming on. I can feel that stress from work.
Yeah.
I can feel, I'm getting irritable, and all these different things. And I'm like, I need to go for a run.
Yeah.
Like I have to go for a run. And so at this point it's become as therapeutic just to go run, mentally for me, that's more important now to me than the physical benefit, honestly.
Yes, it is, especially with everything we got going on. We got our, you got your job, pretty much your career. We got our families, whatnot. A lot of, it's a crazy time right now. What's about to happen in a few days? Get that going on, life. So yeah, I feel the same way. When I go for a run and I get done with it, I do feel a lot better. And the days I don't, I feel like, I can tell it's weighs on my mind. So I definitely agree with that. It's definitely more mental, especially, you know, because how life is and how the jobs that we have, and with the family that we have our families we try to take care of as well. But it definitely helped release stress. And for that 30 to 40 minutes or an hour, I put my headphones in, man. And when I get done, I feel a whole lot better. But, you know, for that 30 minutes to an hour, it's like it's my me time.
Absolutely.
It's like my own me time. And I can just I got nobody asks me no questions. You know, I don't have to be thinking about anything. I'm thinking about, you know, stuff at work, or either whether it's employees or stuff going on at the house, whatever it could be. Yeah, 30 minutes to an hour, I got my own me time, just focus on me. And I love music. I got to have my music in. So I kind of just lose myself for that little moment. And then I feel a lot better once it's done. So that's what it does for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm the same. You know, the dopamine release that I get when I finish a run, you know, you just feel it. Those endorphins, you get that runner high, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you feel it. Like you just feel better. I feel better. You know, as far as you talk about listening to music, what are you listening to when you're running?
I got everything on my playlist, man. That's a good question. I got everything. My, my wife, she comes on my playlist all the time. Like, what are you listening to? But, you know, obviously I got a lot of hip hop. I got a few gospel songs in there. I got some rock music in there. I got some instrumental music in there. So I got a little bit of everything, man. Probably about 500 songs queued in. And yeah. So yeah, I got a little bit of everything. Probably no country.
Well, that's hard to run to, man.
I know
there's not a whole lot of upbeat country,
but I listen to pretty much everything besides country. You know,
Yeah.
I got a few country. I might have a few Carrie Underwood songs in there or something like that. But
Carrie Underwood.
No judging. Come on now,
Man.
Carrie Underwood, man. She does the Sunday Night Football. She's all right. But yeah, most of my stuff is all hip hop or rock or instrumental.
I'm the same. So, but I'll go back and forth between music and podcasts.
I need to do that more. People say, hey, you know, because like I had one of my advisors said, you should listen to more audiobooks, you know, mix it up a little bit. That's what he does. And so he's able to listen to a few books, you know, in a month, you know, or pretty much in a month. That's what he does a lot. So especially how long he's in the car for. So he switches over audiobooks. So that's something I've been thinking about too.
Yeah. And there's so many of them out there, man. I just, you know, kind of fit it to my mood or whatever I'm kind of thinking about or something I just want to listen to. It's just easy, you know, it's there. It's kind of, you know, background noise at that point. But,
yeah,
you know, when it comes to music, I'm similar. You know, I like upbeat, you know, high rep, high intensity type stuff.
Yeah.
Hip hop.
You want something to keep you going while you're on your run or your trail, you know, keep you motivated. So yeah, you got some upbeat.
So do you have a song like when you get like really kind of hit that point or like if you're finishing, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you do playlists and like make your playlist based on like, okay, this song I'm gonna start early because, you know, kind of ease into the race or something like that. But I got one song in particular.
Yeah, one song.
Mine is Sandstorm by Darude. Like when that beat drops, like, you know, when that thing hits,
you ain't got to sing it.
When that thing hits, it's like, all right, it's go time. Let's go.
I got so many songs.
Some Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine one. Oh, you know what? Well, you know, obviously the ultimate one is Metallica, Enter the Sandman.
Yeah, Enter Sandman. I got that on my
playlist.
playlist.
With my name, so that's one. No, man, what's something key. One song in particular that really gets me going, probably Tupac, Only God Can Judge Me. That seemed like the one song that I'm always running to hits right away. And I'm like, okay, a little extra yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That one right there.
All right.
That
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You know,
you can put this in the chat while we keep going here.
Yeah.
If you are, you know, who are listening, whatnot, we have a million people in the chat now. like I said, you can chime in on this chat here if you got any questions, because at the end we want to do some Q&A. But I'm gonna put in this poll here. We're gonna do a little Halloween theme. It is Halloween tomorrow, so happy Halloween to everybody.
Yes.
What I want to hear about your top 5 villains.
Top 5 Halloween villains. Mine. Let's see. You want my list now?
We don't have to do it right now. No. Wait. Let's wait. Let's see what anybody in the chat may say.
You got any races coming up?
That's a good question.
I know we got one coming up. I'm wearing actually the shirt from last year's race.
That's the part of the race I got coming up too.
Thanksgiving morning, I like to go hit up the turkey trot.
I can't see.
And then go eat a bunch of food. So I run in the morning so I can eat all day. It's a great race too. It's I think they've shortened it a little bit now, but
I don't think they shortened it, man. I don't think they shortened. I don't think so.
What was it, like 6 miles?
I think it's more than 6. It feels like more than 6 to me.
It used to be really cool because what they would do is like they would have you guess how long the race was, and then whoever was closest would get a turkey.
Look at that. Make sure I'm writing that right.
AINS.
They think me. I need my question. I need my glasses on.
Well, they don't. Gotta make sure we spell things right. All right. Cool. Ready?
Yeah. Put that out there.
All right. Yeah, turkey trot coming up for me. I'll be doing. I'm sure we'll probably be doing the Triple Crown next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Triple Crown.
If you were doing it all over again, and say somebody watching is new to running, thinking about running, how would you start? How would knowing what you know now? How would you start?
Well, I wouldn't do what you did and just go out and run a marathon quick. Don't do that.
Well, I've built up to it.
Start out slow, man. They might just want to do just a mile or so. Maybe you might have to walk. Maybe you got bad knees and you maybe not a runner. Maybe you're a walker too. To start off with a walk if you need to, or if you're gonna do a run, just start off with a little mile run. Something you can finish pretty quick, especially if you're not a runner. I would start there first. If you can, I know you say you're not a morning runner. I'm not much either. I have to do an afternoon because of how the schedules are. But if you can get a morning run in, it actually does give you a lot more energy. It really does give you a lot more energy to get your day started. So to kind of, give you that energy boost that you need throughout the day. But I would start there. And some people might do it in the treadmill, but I prefer like a trail. That's just for me. That way I can kind of lose myself on the trail. And next thing you know, I look up, I'm done 2 or 3 miles. If you can find a nice trail to do, especially early in the morning when the sun is rising, you might see some deer on the trail or whatnot, and just out there by yourself, get that clean, fresh air that you need. I would definitely try to start there.
I would agree. I think as you mentioned, the worst thing that you want that can happen is injury, right? So you get all excited about it. You're like, all right, cool, made the decision. I'm going to do this. And you go out and your first run,
mm-hmm.
You strain a muscle or something like that. So yes, definitely. I think start walking, it really depends on how fit you are. Right.
Yeah.
But if it's someone that's just new to it or just, wants to make a lifestyle change and really hasn't been very active, I would definitely start with the walking and just build up to it, and just increase that for a little bit. And then, you feeling good, try running for however long you can. There's a lot of different methods, walk, runs, different things that are out there. Again, what I did early on was I just talked to some people that run. You're more than welcome to DM us. We do have the IG page at BaldBoyz 502.
Mm-hmm. Same thing with Twitter.
Yep, Twitter at BaldBoyz 502. Mm-hmm. You can you can DM us and ask us questions directly. Mm-hmm. Be more than happy to help you with that. I am not an expert by any means, but
we're motivators.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
Right. So definitely consult your physician before any strenuous activity.
Wouldn't it be nice if anybody that's just subscribe to us to join us for Turkey Trot or even a mini if you want to. We would love to have you out there. If you wanted to train with us while we're doing it, hey, we would love to have you out there. So,
No, and that's what I hope happens, right? I hope that we can build, a community from this, that people will want to join us in this journey. Because again, it is about that community piece of it. It is about connecting with people. And I know you and I have talked about it, we want to be able to be a part of that in any way that we can, whether it is just motivation or, if you questions for how we got started or what do you do for this or do for that. And we're going to touch on a lot of other things as we go. We didn't want to get too deep into it today, but we're going to hit on nutrition, gear.
Your diets, definitely. We're going to have some special guests on as well that we've been looking into and asking people. I've actually had a few. I think you said you might have had a few DMs as well, but people wanting to come on and talk about what they do, whether they're physicians or nutritionists as well. So, that'd be great. Great to have.
Yeah, and we're gonna have some fun. Not that this isn't fun. I'm having fun. This is something out of my comfort zone, so I'm kind of.
It's out of both. We're both introverts. We're trying to figure this out, but hey, we're going to though.
Absolutely,
got a lot of good support behind us. There's a couple of debates we got to finish. I know from the shorts you all saw, those was just raw. Especially when it comes to like goat debates and stuff like that. We got to finish that debate, which we will. We definitely will get into. Okay. I'm about to put my Yankee hat on because Yankees got to finish this series tonight. So.
Well, it was 5-0. I don't know how many innings to go or outs to go, but it's 5-5 now. So. Looks like they're blowing it at this point, but
so before we get to some Q&A, you want to go ahead and do this top 5 villains?
Well, we got. Oh, you want to come back to that?
You want to come back there? You want to answer this question?
I'm gonna go ahead and answer this question.
Okay. What you got?
So the advice for someone who is new to running, I think the first thing is kind of know where you are physically, like as far as your fitness level.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't been doing anything for a while, and you're like, all right, cool, I need to make a change. I would start with running. I would start with walking. Walk. Kind of set yourself a goal. Maybe it's a mile, maybe it's a time. You walk for 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Again, kind of going to be up to you. It's going to be personal for each person, but the one thing that I would recommend doing as far as like gear wise is a good pair of shoes. If you have the ability to, something that I would recommend doing is going to get fitted. A lot of these running stores have the ability to put you on a treadmill in the store and tell you what type of style you have, whether or not you're a neutral runner or if you pronate, with your feet. They have different shoes for that. So, now, I'm not saying you have to buy the shoes there because, but find out what style you are. There are other ways out there. There are other places. Amazon, I just bought a pair of shoes from Amazon last week. So that's where I would start. And then just listen to your body. Listen to your body. Again, don't want you to get hurt. Don't want anybody to get hurt right away. That's the last thing, because you do that, then you're on the sideline. And then, like, what's your chances of coming back to that? You're like, man, I wanted to do it. I did it. And then I got hurt, and then you're second guessing yourself. So that would be my advice. What about you?
No, I definitely agree with those points there. I mean, I think feet of fleet will check your feet as well.
Feet?
Yeah, feet of fleet. That's over by St. Matthews, by, that area. So yeah, definitely found the right shoes, because even though I am a big Nike fan, I can't run in Nikes. Asics are my go-to shoe that I have to run in. Nikes today will hurt my feet. They might work for some, but they just don't work for me when I'm running. I wore them in sprints. That's different. That's a short race, but long distance, I definitely need Asics. So I definitely getting the right gear, the right shoes definitely was the best fit. But you got to know your body. You got to know your body. I mean, I know my body. I know there's days when I can't run due to the issues I've got over the years when it comes to my legs and my back. So there are some days I may not need to run. I may just need to maybe do some strength training or walking. But I would start there just to see, and then just start off by walking. Slow walk to a fast walk pace, and build yourself up to a good run, and then eventually you can get there.
If you have a buddy,
Mm-hmm.
a workout buddy there,
Mm-hmm.
that's key too. Again, that's the accountability piece of it, and it just makes it fun. You're not kind of takes your mind off of it, and before you know it, you've walked a mile, 2, 3, whatever. You've the goal that you set for yourself. So
Yeah. Got another question here. How much water are you drinking before, during, and after? That is key, especially for someone like myself, because I do sweat a lot. And I honestly thought the last mini I was drinking a lot of water. I was drinking probably at least 2 gallons a day, going through with just tons and tons of water. And I even had supplements in there in the water to help me hydrate more. But the day of the race, like I said, it was a little warmer. And by the time the race ended, I was very dehydrated. I had so much salt coming out of my body. I think even you mentioned on the week before, like, hey, Z, you need to be hydrating, because we had just did a run at Beckley Creek.
Yep.
And I had a lot of salt in my eyes at that time.
Yep.
And I was like, I even picked it up even more by drinking a lot more water at that time. Just not enough, But I would definitely say, for me, it's like I have to be drinking like 2 gallons every single day, or if not, maybe a little bit more. Of course, you're going to the bathroom a lot more, but to get to that race, if you don't, you will cramp up and you will be on the sideline, especially for someone like me. What would you say?
Yeah, I was probably drinking, a half gallon to a gallon a day.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten now where I add electrolytes to my water.
Yeah.
So that's something that I do every day as well. And those are, and then another thing about drinking the water is like you said, you can't, it is something that you build up to, right? Like you can't not drink water all week and then day before the race think you're going to be hydrated. It's not going to work like that either. So make sure you're getting, Z said he's drinking 2 gallons. I'm drinking, like I said, probably a gallon, I guess, half gallon to a gallon a day.
Yeah.
But with that electrolytes, adding those in there too, that really helped me during the race. It depends on how long the race is. I mean, if it's a shorter race, 5K, 10K, I'm probably actually not drinking anything during the race.
No, I'm not drinking anything during the race for that. No, when we do a turkey trot or the 5K, no. But at mini, I need some water during the race too. Yeah.
And they have, obviously they have the hydration station set up and things like that. One thing I would recommend too, whenever you're drinking the water during those races, those longer races, I walk through the water stations to make sure that I do get enough water intake. Some people will run through there and spill half of it, as they're trying to grab it, and then they got a little bit, and then they don't have a whole lot. So I made a couple cups there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're stopping and doing that or walking through that's going to add maybe 5-10 seconds max to your time. So it's really more important to get that water intake than it is to worry about like, oh, it's going to slow me down.
I learned that the hard way because I was trying to do that a couple of times, but because I was trying to stay with the pacer. But it's better to walk and get all the water in as much as you can, so that way you can keep up with pace. So I definitely agree. Got another. Let me see here.
Any groups that we're going to be having exclusively? I think, Z and I were talking about this earlier. He and I do some training runs together. And so what we may start doing is actually putting it out on IG or Twitter. Hey, we're going to meet here, run here. There's a lot of beautiful places to run in Louisville, and different types of runs too, depending upon where we are. And if it's just a fun run and something flat, definitely. But money, we're gonna have something. We'll put it out there. I do know, like, I'm glad you brought that up as well. What I use to track my progress or track my mileage, I just use my watch, my Apple Watch, and my phone. I don't have whatever the one that's built into it. It just tracks everything there for me. So I'm seeing that. But then I think there's a way to actually have groups built into that. and you can challenge people in those different types of things. So that'll be definitely some stuff that we're looking at incorporating just to make it fun and interactive with you guys. We want you all to be as involved as you all want to be into this journey with us. So you're all a big part of that as well. We appreciate you all.
Yeah. So the app that I use is called Runkeeper. I've been using that for probably the last 6-7 years. It's my favorite app. You know, it tracks everything. It allows me to play my music, gives me my splits in my ears when I'm running as well. So Runkeeper is the app that I use. But yeah, I mean, that would be great for us to have our own group to start something, you know, and we can put out different places we're going to meet. But obviously, Iroquois is probably one of my favorite spots, even though it has some in the hills, which is tough. But I love the scenery there. I love the trail that it has, and it definitely gets us ready for the mini. It has like a right mix of getting ready for the mini, and it has. If you run it in the morning as well, it's a very good morning run to do. Beckley Creek is obviously one of our favorites, and the bridge. I keep saying I want to say Big Bend Bridge, but the bridge
downtown, Big Four Bridge,
Big Four Bridge. Yes, it's probably one of my 3 favorite places to run. But great question there.
What about foods to avoid?
Foods to avoid.
Yeah, Michelle's asking about foods to avoid. What would you?
My nemesis is chicken wings. I mean, I love chicken wings. I mean, I've cut back on it. I would say that I don't eat as much as I used to, because I used to eat them pretty much anytime a game was on, and there's a game on every single day. But I think a lot of people's issues is usually sweets. If you can really try to cut back on sweets, I know that's hard for some people. You know, people love sweets, but if you're gonna eat something, try not to eat so late. You know, that's another key too, not to eat so late. I know I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but foods, obviously, fast food. Try to stay away from fast food as much as you can. We're going to be getting into diets, but you can stay away from fast food and Cokes as much as possible. You'd be surprised how much better you would feel, how much energy you would get by stopping. I know it's good to have everything in moderation, but you can kind of eliminate that from your diet. You'd be surprised how much energy you will have from just eliminating that and not going to that. So fast food and Cokes is, definitely something you can get rid
of. So also with the foods thing, I would say, Michelle, the one thing that I would recommend is you kind of know your own body. Things that upset your stomach. I mean, that is definitely an issue. Like spicy foods for me, it's a no-go. I try to eat just whole foods,
the opposite on that. I love some spicy food.
Do you?
Man. Man, I gotta have some hot wings
before a run.
No. I'm
talking about before a run.
Before a run.
Yeah, before a run. I'm trying to avoid spicy food, things that are going to mess up my stomach.
Oh, yeah.
Because the worst, and that was actually, I ran into that problem. The first marathon that I did was, I spent too much time in the porta pot. For real.
I think you did it twice or something.
I did. I had to stop twice. I had to stop, and I had to wait in line. And so, but anyway, that's the biggest thing is I want to feel light. I don't want to feel overly heavy or bloated feeling. So I typically try to eat something light, like rice and ground beef, something like that. Protein based, some carbs as well. But that's what I typically will try to do. And like Z said, we'll get into it a little bit more at a different time. But if you have a race coming up, really just kind of, in your body, just something that's not going to upset your stomach is the biggest thing that I would say to avoid.
A lot of experts told me too, a lot of marathoners told me to make sure I eat early, like 6 or 7 day before the race. I'm not gonna get too off track, but I'll usually try to eat some kind of like something with carbs. I'll usually eat like some lasagna or something like that. And then in the morning, I'll have like a half toasted bagel with like peanut butter.
Yep.
I'll put that on, and that's all I would eat. And then after that, I'll get a little bit of water. Because you don't want to drink too much water the day before the race. Otherwise, you would be in the porta potty a lot, because that's a long race. That's almost, if you're doing a mini, it's almost 2 hours or more. So you would have to. So I don't drink a lot of water. That's why I try to drink it a lot, heading up to the race, because I don't want to try to stop and use the bathroom if I can.
Do we lift? Do you lift?
Back in the day, I used to be swole. I used to be. I don't lift as much as I used to, but I did hear, I've been hearing this a lot more as you get closer to 40, you need to do some strength training. So I do have a bench at my house. I do have some free weights, some dumbbells, which I will incorporate, especially as the weather, it's get wintertime. I will start, doing some more lifting so I can try to tone up a little bit more. But I will start lifting, especially my chiropractor says, it's good for my back to go ahead and start that process. Now my back's strong enough to start that. So I will start lifting a little bit more. And I have a little plan I can stick to. But yeah, I think that would be good for me to incorporate, especially when I'm trying to take the next step in these long races. I need to be stronger in my legs, in my back, especially to finish the race stronger and hopefully get my time down. So yes, lifting is good, but not too heavy. More in reps, like smaller weights, but more reps will be what I would be incorporating.
I've never been a big lifter. Like I did in high school for football. We had to. That was part of the program.
Sideline, played on football.
And I never really did it a lot. What I do now is I do more like body weight stuff, push-ups, like some yoga stuff, like some bands. I do some band work. My son's been encouraging me to come lift with him, calling me out on that. So I may change that because it is important, not only for like every day and everything, but it helps you runner too. It helps you, to be a stronger runner. The core is key, is huge. Yes. It helps avoid some of those back muscles or those back issues that you may have from running, just kind of the pounding that happens, of running all those miles on that concrete. So I typically wouldn't do a lot of legs, but I'm reading more and more now that I think the more that I can strengthen the muscles around my knees, that will help save my knees. I do have some osteoarthritis in my knee that I deal with. And I think, if I'm start incorporating some more strength training in there, that will help with those problems too. So I don't, but I do. It is good. I need to do more of that, but I haven't, but I will.
Arthritis already? How old are you?
48. Woo. So you were talking about as you get to 40, what about if you get to 50?
I don't know. You got prayer, I guess. All right. You want to get to this top 5? All
right.
It's Halloween thing. Come on now. It is Halloween thing.
Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you all. The questions are fantastic. I really like that part of it.
Yes,
and I know Z and I, want you all to be a part of this as well. So thank you all for everyone that submitted questions. Top 5 villains.
First off, I want to make sure this one of our future sponsors will be Zoa. I'm telling you right now, it will be. Let me get a drink of this real quick. It's top 5 villain.
I don't know if we have to copyright that or, request.
We don't.
Trademark, I guess, more than copyright.
I talked to them this morning. They said we good.
Are we doing that?
I'm putting mine.
Let me get mine.
You have to put your mask. That's not mine.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Stick with yours. Since you older, you can go ahead and go with your list first. You go ahead. No, not. We go back and forth.
I'm gonna take this off just so they can hear me. Okay. I don't know how I sound coming out there, but all right. Number 1. Candyman. The Candyman. Say it 3 times in the mirror. Man.
Nope. See. You done messed up already. 1, that's to say it 1 time. We don't need to say it 5 times, I think.
Was it 5?
5 times. Please don't say it 5 times. I had one coworker that always teased me about that, but Candy person was was my scariest movie growing up. Yes, yeah, I could not. My parents know that, so I can't believe you actually came out the gate with that.
Yeah, that hook, man. That thing always had blood dripping from it. He was a scary dude.
Okay, so you got Candyman. I'll take Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
I'll take that. Michael Myers.
He's probably like maybe even the GOAT. Though.
He is. He's the GOAT. He has the most kills than anybody.
Most kills.
Yeah, he does. Trust me. I was a kid, man, waking up at 3 or 4 a.m. watching all the scary movies by myself. I was always that kid. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's me. So scary movies I love. Halloween's my favorite holiday.
My number 2, I'm gonna go with Jigsaw.
Jigsaw, that's a solid choice. I'll take Jason. I'll take Jason too. Okay.
He's your 2.
He's my 2.
Okay.
What you got?
Chucky. Child's Play. Dude, that little doll, man.
Yeah.
And then they came out with the doll, the Chucky doll. Like, come on.
3.
Who's gonna buy that for their kid?
I had a good guy, dog. Yeah. I'm sure you had a good guy. No.
Nope.
Okay. I had a good guy, dog. Yeah. He was black and everything. Yeah. Good guy, dog. I take Pennywise 3.
Pennywise?
Yeah. Pennywise number 3.
I'm gonna go with probably Freddy. Like money, just put it out. Like,
yeah, I know. But money's helping you because you losing right now. Bro.
I'm not losing.
Yeah, you're losing,
No.
bro. We got to help you.
Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street.
So what you got? You got Candy Person. Don't say the full name, please.
Right.
Jigsaw, and Freddy.
Chucky, and then Freddy.
So you got 4.
I got 4. This is your 4th pick.
That's my 4th pick. Dang. I'm drawing a blank. No, I'm not going with that person. Oh, I got it. Dang, who's the person? Not Jigsaw, but the ugly person driving the truck. What's his name? Comes out like every 27 years. What's that person's name? The thing's name.
It drives the
ugly truck. It can only come out every 27 years. What's that? What is his name? Somebody help me out here.
I have no clue. Creeper?
Yes. Yep, the Creeper.
I don't think I know that one.
Yes, you do. Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
Yep. That's 4.
My last one, probably just because it was probably the first one I was ever introduced to, it's got to be Jason.
I already said Jason.
You did? Well, I can too. It's my top 5.
You gotta pick something else. We're going opposite because I would have had Candyman. I would have had Candyman already in there.
All right. Top 5. Let's see. Oh, I'm going Dracula. Actually, I'm going Dracula. I'm going Gary Oldman as Dracula. Killed it.
I figure you probably would have said Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. Well, my 5th got to be Ghostface. My favorite Halloween costume right here. Yes. They just announced too that Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans gonna be doing another scary movie.
Yeah,
hell yeah. So, but Ghostface, yeah, that'd be my top 5. So y'all can vote in there and see who you got. I got Mike Myers, Jason, Pennywise, Jeepers Creepers, Ghostface. That's solid. You can't top that, man.
Not even close.
You can't top that.
Diddy should be 5.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a no. That I don't know that we might want to stay away from that topic or future.
Yeah, I guess
I don't want to get got.
I don't want to get got either. I know we staying away from politics. That's one we're staying away from.
But yeah, and we are open to suggestions. Again, we talk about the thing that brought us together: health, fitness, life, family, and all that stuff, and just dealing with the everyday things that come up, and just our opinions on it. So, gonna be some fun stuff too. Appreciate any and all recommendations. Appreciate everybody chilling with us for the hour that we went. I didn't know if we would do an hour. We talked about it.
Whoever is in the chat, whatnot, but also too, make sure you follow us on IG and Twitter at BaldBoyz502. Please hit that subscribe button right there as well, to help you out. But if you have any comments, just comment, let us know what you think. This is like very raw for us. We will be doing some remote. We will have special guests on as well. Might be even some of you to comment what you do for your helping what helps you out. I had person that shoot ball with, lets me know that, hey, he loves animals and how that brings him his zen. That's what he loves. That's his therapy, mental therapy. So hey, we can bring him on and talk about that. So a lot of things we can get into. But yeah, no Diddy stuff. Hide your baby oil. We're not trying to get into that. We're not trying to get into that. Yeah, even though he's probably the biggest villain of all of them. Stop me before I get going.
All right. Again, thank you all very much for tuning in. Appreciate you all. Again, we're going to be sending some stuff out through IG. We'll post some runs that we're going to be doing. You're all more than welcome. We'd love to have you all join us. But until we're going to do one again soon, I don't know exactly what our time frame is going to be. Probably, well, we'll let y'all know about that. But this is going to be a regular thing for us. So be looking for that. We'll post it on IG.
I think the next one's going to Sunday.
I think that's what we're looking. Thinking Sunday.
Yeah.
We don't have a topic just yet, but we'll have some. We'll try to bring some heat for you guys. So
yeah.
All right.
Appreciate
y'all.
We out. Bald Boyz coming for you.